My beauty. Quick love bomb for you. There's a lot of talk about love today because it's Valentine's Day and everybody's really focused on that romantic love. And I've seen some really beautiful posts out there too about self-love and how important that is. But something I want to kind of get across, something that sort of came to me this morning as I was cogitating on the whole Valentine's Day romantic love experience. Our romantic love, we tend to put it as this sort of be-all, end-all. A lot of us do. And truly the purpose of our romantic partnerships, this is true of all relationships, but it's particularly pronounced with our romantic partnerships. These people, these beings, these souls are showing up in our life to show us where we are in not love of ourselves. And when we're entering into relationship without loving ourselves, without accepting ourselves, being present with ourselves, the relationship with another cannot function. It cannot work because we're always going to be grabbing. We're in this habit of grabbing outside of ourselves. So every relationship you've been in, the purpose it has served is to mirror back to you where you are not loving yourself. And that takes all kinds of different forms. But when you accept that, there's something really beautiful that happens. You start to pull your energy back in and go, whoa, this is not working. This relationship dynamic is once again getting out of control. This is the gift of our patterns, right? It's like, I see something familiar with this. And so the relationship shows up, creates another pattern, some kind of not love pattern, not self-love pattern. And we're always blaming it on the other person. But at the end of the day, you are the common denominator. That's where I got to with my relationships. I kept seeing this pattern show up over and over again. And I had to finally admit, there's only one common denominator here. And when I got to that point and I slipped down so far on the end of my rope that I was hanging on by a thread, I finally pulled my energy back and I finally got into myself. And not to say, well, screw you then, I needed to just focus on me and figure that out. And what I found was the more I focused on loving myself, the more the other person rose up to meet me there. The more I focused on loving myself, the more the other person blossomed and flowered and began to love themselves more. They began to love themselves more. And so when you start that engine of self-love by pulling your energy back from your partner or from the desire for a partner and come whole inside yourself, other people show up to meet you there and they start to mirror back to you all the places where you do love yourself. And that's when you draw in the relationship that you really want. You can't know you want it when you're out of alignment with self-love. You can't know what you want. You always hear people say, it was when I stopped looking for love that love showed up. But it wasn't when they stopped looking for love. It's when they stopped looking for validation of themselves outside of themselves. When they finally got good with themselves, the love that they were seeking, which they'd already given themselves, showed up. It's a powerful practice, this self-love gig. It really is. Every good thing comes from self-love. And that's what I teach you. My Soulmatic Renewal Healing program, especially this month coming up, is all about learning to love yourself so that you can open the gates for all good things. And that includes love and relationship. In a relationship, expanding and improving your relationship, which is my experience, is just blossomed and flowered when I finally got good with me. Or if you're not in a relationship and you want to draw in that person who's actually going to mirror back that love, make sure that you find it in yourself first. And it's not hard to find. I can show you how. We can dive in, come to know yourself deeply, love yourself, deconstruct years of conditioned unlovability. It's possible for you, and it's possible fairly quickly. So if you send me a DM, I will give you $100 off this next group that I'm starting on March 1st. Soulmatic Renewal Healing for Self-Love. It's a radical initiative, and I invite you to join me and love yourself through it. Let's do this. Let's make life better. It really can be that good. Ask me how I know. Love you madly.